Technology in the classroom, technology at home, technology everywhere. Hello again, everybody. My name is Dale Caffey. It's my pleasure to be on the campus of Alta Vista Elementary with a very special teacher and a very special guest. This is Jo Spark. She is a fifth grade teacher here at Alta Vista. And Jennifer Marshal-Higgins is from ESC Region 12. And we're going to talk about a special grant that Miss Spark received, and it has to do with computers and the students in your classroom getting internet access and all that fun stuff that makes them better learners. Jo, let's start at the beginning. What did you do?
Well, I had an idea. And it's kind of like I teach my kids. If you have an idea, then you should follow up on it and find out if there are possibilities that it could work. I had the idea of flipping my classroom to develop greater depth and complexity with all students, but especially with my gifted and talented students who do quite a lot of research during the year. Also, I was becoming more and more frustrated with the lack of time I was having in the classroom for us to delve into subjects such as the Texas Revolution or the American Revolution, to a point that the kids would get really interested in it, and then we'd have to move on to something else. So I thought about it and talked to Dr. Boswell, who was head of advanced academics at Waco ISD, and she allowed me to write a grant as a pilot program for the GT department to see if this really would improve the depth and complexity of their learning.
You use the term flipping your classroom.
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, actually, it has a lot of implications, but mainly it is introducing the children to a subject at home instead of the traditional homework that they would do with getting a new concept at school and going home and practicing it. They get the new concept at home, and then when they come back in, we all have that same amount of knowledge. We can go deeper and we can work together to solve any problems that they have. Also, it allows them to watch either videos or PowerPoints or read information online over and over and over until they understand it, which oftentimes we don't have the time to do in the classroom.
And it has to do with laptops and obtaining laptops and internet access for a group of fifth graders who are eager to learn.
That is very true. You have to have the technology to do that. Also, you have to have internet access to do it. We were very blessed that Region 12 chose our class, and we were able to buy the hardware that we needed. And our technology department put all the software that the kids would need on there for them. We did find, however, even though in the grant we had allowed for some internet access for those students that we knew probably would not have it, we found ourselves with a greater number in the classroom than we had expected, and also a greater number of students without internet access. At that point, we started looking and knew that we had a limited budget and could afford to do some within the grant. But we asked Grande, and they said yes. And they graciously provided all of our students who had no internet access with Wi-Fi access at home, which has made our transition just seamless.
Great. We're going to talk more about Grande's input in just a moment, but let's talk about Region 12, and let's talk to Jennifer Marshal-Higgins about the Region 12 Education Service Center Technology Foundation.
Yes, sir.
What's the history of that? How long has that been around?
Well, we were formed in 2012. The Education Service Center Region 12 formed the foundation as part of a vision to continually provide and expand resources to schools, help schools with that educational technology, and drive more money back to the classroom for students where it matters most.
Wonderful. I know that this was a brainchild of Dr. Jerry Mays, who really wanted to be with us today and was unable to do so. But talk a little bit about what Region 12's vision is for the Technology Foundation.
Sure. What the foundation, the purpose really is to look for those innovative, creative grants like this one that's going to get kids fired up about learning and expand those learning opportunities, whether it's outside the classroom, field trips, whatever that means, to get kids excited, to get them engaged, keep them engaged, and increase student achievement.
Good. Of course, obviously, Ms. Spark found out about this opportunity. Are there other opportunities for other schools, and i.e. Waco ISD schools, to apply for grants from Region 12?
Yes, sir. We are accepting applications right now through January 30th, 4 p.m. You can find the application online at www.esc12.net/tech. That's TECH. And the application can be downloaded, but it does have to be hand-delivered or mailed in. We award grants up to $5,000 for individuals and up to $10,000 for campus teams or for a district project.
Of course, it's all about technology. We are in the age of technology and will continue to do so. We're going to talk more about this in just a moment with you two ladies, but let's talk to some of the students about it, what it means to them. And we'll start with Julian Arias. And Julian, as you can see, he has one of the laptops that has been provided to him by this generous grant. Julian, talk to me a little bit about your excitement of having this thing at school, but better yet, having it at home and having internet access.
With the laptops, it's a lot easier because some assignments we can do at home and we can work at school, and it saves time. So if we don't have enough time to get to stuff in the day, we can work in it at home.
Now, your teacher, Joe Spark, or Mrs. Spark, was talking about flipping. In other words, instead of introducing you to a lesson at school, she gives you an assignment and says, hey, go home, go to this internet website, and watch this video about this, because tomorrow we're going to start studying it. Is that fun for you to go home and get a head start on tomorrow's lessons?
I think it's fun because you can study as much as you want, and that way you can make sure you pass the test or quiz or anything you do tomorrow.
Very good. Now, did you already have internet access at home before you got the laptop?
I did not.
You did not. So were you a beneficiary of the Grande package that has come now with these laptops?
Yes.
Very good. What has that meant to you and your family?
It helps a lot, and it saves money because you don't have to spend the internet yourself, and this is helping us get it without having to spend the money to do that.
Well, Julian, I can tell by talking to you, you're an outstanding student, probably one of about 22 in this classroom that are outstanding students. Do you enjoy coming to school?
Yes.
Ms. Spark pay you to say that, or did you? No. Of course not. I'm joking. You're an outstanding student. Thank you so much for joining us today. Congratulations on being a part of this great program.
You're welcome.
Okay. And we're going to also go talk to Jayla Morris. Jayla, how are you, young lady?
Good.
Tell me a little bit about your experiences with the laptop and with internet access and all the good things and research that goes along with this.
Well, I think the laptops are good because sometimes if we don't get done with work during the classroom, we can work on it at home. And Ms. Sparks, she can teach us more this way so that we can have more learning experiences before we go on to middle school.
Great. Yeah, because middle school will be here before you know it. You're a fifth grader now, right? Great. There's a lot of good information on the internet, irregardless of what subject you might be studying. What are you studying right now that you're getting help with via the internet?
Well, I'm doing my GT project, and it's on Dave the Slave. And so it helps out a lot because we can't all do our research at school all the time. Right. So we can take it home and then have more extra stuff now to our research.
And I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked Julian about the internet access. Did Grande help you with that too?
No, but I already had internet at my house, but it has helped out a lot.
Very good. All right, so it helps. But the bottom line is that you have access, Julian has access, and you guys are great students doing some great work. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let's walk back over and talk to these young ladies again about this great grant that you received, Ms. Spark. This is what it's all about. First of all, this is what it's all about for Region 12. This is what you guys mean. Is this what you're seeing? I mean, was this the vision that you had for the Technology Foundation?
Absolutely. We want all of our students in the region, and that's 12 counties, more than 100,000 students. We want them to have access to the technology so they can expand those learning opportunities. And with this specific grant, we want that to be enjoyable so they are engaged and they stay engaged. outside the classroom. I think, we think that what teachers are doing is amazing anyway in the limited time that they have. But if we can expand that through technology, that's a win-win for the students, for the school, and for our region.
And Jennifer, I know I've known you for a long time. Whenever you get to go into a classroom like this one and see students engaged in what they're doing and enthused about what they're doing, it has to bring a smile to your face like it does mine.
Yeah, absolutely. I told Ms. Spark earlier that any opportunity for us to visit a classroom is very special, and we appreciate all the work that she has done, all the work that these kids are doing, and we can't wait to see the results later this year.
And Ms. Spark, you have to be proud because this came through. I mean, a lot of work from getting the laptops and then getting the internet access and having Grande come through. And incidentally, we're available in HD on Grande, WISD TV. Always have to give Grande a plug for the great things they do for Waco ISD. But as I was talking to the two students about their projects, I mean, that's what you envision too, is that they're doing learning on their own.
It really was. And one of the things that I thought might happen, but I wasn't really sure. Well, actually several things. One, we use Edmodo as a vehicle for giving assignments and the students turning in assignments to me. I have noticed that online at night, there's a lot of conversation going on among the students. They're able to talk with each other about the assignments. But the biggest thing is the problem solving that they're doing, because technology can be difficult sometimes, especially for students as young as 10 years old who are pretty savvy right now at making their way around the internet and using technology effectively and integrating that into their learning. But I'll see a question like, well, how did you get that to work? Mm-hmm. And then you'll see all of these responses coming from the kids and not from me. And so they are problem solving. They are making a lot of decisions on their own and trying things on their own, experimenting with things, and that's how you learn, to really just get in there and do it. There's a lot of critical thinking going on in there. One person will respond to a question in a certain way, and another one will say, well, I didn't get that. I saw it from a different perspective. And so they're discussing this among themselves. And that, to me, is a very great benefit of this opportunity for them. I know from statistics that we lose kids, especially young women, in STEM projects in middle school, in STEM subjects. And so it was my hope that if I could get these kids really turned on to technology at a young age and get them to a point where they felt comfortable enough with it was their partner in learning, not just a tool, but their partner. How can I use my partner effectively to help me become a better student? Then I felt like I had succeeded. Doesn't matter what our test, well, it does matter what our test scores say, but that will be a natural outcome of what they have really learned. Right. They're becoming 21st century thinkers and doers, and that's what it's all about.
And not only doing research via the internet, using the computer, but now you have other devices that you hook up to these computers to do more research and slideshows and presentations and learning.
That's correct, actually. We flipped our learning in reading this year, excuse me. For one thing, usually when we teach informational text, we teach all of the text graphics that go along with it, the illustrations, maps, graphs, charts, captions, all of that. This year, I had them do a PowerPoint, and they had to put all of those text graphics in there. So they were applying their knowledge that I've had these students for 3 years. I was really kind of tired of teaching them text graphics. So I thought, if I'm tired of it, they're really tired of it. So how can we do it that it's going to be more effective for them? So they actually took what they already knew, took a tool that they now had at their disposal, and applied that knowledge to that. And they had some wonderful projects, just really wonderful projects. In science, if you'd like to come over and look at what we're doing in science. We, because we have the laptops available in the classroom, we are able to use them for different things other than just the personal computer of the kids. I think I really stole this, but my husband donated this to us. It is a digital microscope, and the students are able to take soil samples or plant and animal cells and put under the microscope. They're able to connect it by USB cord to a laptop, and they can either take video or they can take a snapshot of the slide and put it into a PowerPoint, put it into a presentation, save it to look at later to evaluate it better. And it just gives them another tool to use in the classroom. We can also use a small digital magnifying microscope like this, and they can do it on a computer, and they can actually take that to their desk and do it. So it really is a great tool to help us integrate all kinds of things into our learning in the classroom.
Wonderful. Well, this is just an example of what we're doing thanks to a Region 12 grant. And a final word from Jennifer Marshall-Higgins about what we've seen today in this classroom and the excitement about learning here.
Well, we appreciate you sharing this story and everything that Ms. Spark and the students are doing. It just excites me to hear that the learning continues beyond the classroom through the technology. That is our goal. So this is a perfect example of that.
Very good. And of course, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You're always looking for other grants.
I am. But we have something that we would like to say to Region 12. Don't we, students? Okay. What would we like to say to Region 12?
Thank you. Well, you're very welcome.
Very good. This is Dale Caffey reporting from Alta Vista Elementary, where there are learners today, leaders tomorrow.